Tony Khan and I have both spoke about this publicly, is it felt like the block had been filled.
Hey, this is the Toxic Reign scandal. Got another good one for you guys today. We'll talk about why AEW will divide as a company, why it will soon downsize as a company. Like, subscribe as you walk into the ropes, into the ring. Join the Toxic Reign scandal. Like, share, subscribe. Also, join me on Rumble under Red Carpet Reign. With that being said, let's air the locker room gossip. Now, there's been several problems with AEW over the past several years, and I think these factors will lead to why AEW will soon divide. First one is recently CM Punk, before he even was recently terminated by AEW, how he wanted out of AEW after the Elite re-signed. And this was a month before his termination in September, back in August. It showed that once he saw that Kenny Omega, Young Bucks, and Heyman Adam Page broke the news on August 4th that the group made a decision together and they would be there for many years, he knew it was time for him to go. So I know people are speculating CM Punk, that was all on him, but this is not a coincidence. It also happened with Cody Rhodes, who left over a year ago to leave AEW to go back to WWE, where he was for prior to AEW. Now, I said here that his loss in booking power was a key factor in his decision to leave. They say he was expecting more power over things like booking, and him and Tony Khan pretty much had disagreement, and the issue took place more than 2 years ago, starting in 20. And usually it was Rhodes, the Young Bucks, and Omega had all input on booking, but in the end it was Tony Khan's decision. And he later wrote that there were also issues with the women's division, which at first was embarked for Brandy Rhodes, his wife, but Omega ended up getting more control and being heavily involved in match layouts, and that led to Cody Rhodes and his wife Brandy leaving. Now, before that, there was an issue with, if you guys remember, Big Swole, who was with the company when it started in 2019. She left, and it was the first person to leave AEW over a big issue. She said it was lack of diversity and structure led to her leaving AEW. And of course, Tony Khan will respond. She said that she didn't want to resign because her peace was being disrupted. And also said with Kenny Omega, said it might be scared to be hard, but it was time to let go. Said also when Kenny said it was that, the circle was coming to an end because Kenny and I will bump heads sometimes over throughout my entire time at AEW, Kenny Omega, the wrestlers, and one of the executives. But she said, I'm sorry, to end on that note, it felt good, but she knew it was time to go. Tony Khan will respond to the diversity issue, saying her executives are Brown and Mega, Jay, Bowens, Caster, Dante Nala, Aisha, and Mark Quick all on TV this month. The TBS title tournament was very diverse. I let Swole's contract expires. I felt Russell wasn't good enough. Now he felt he let her go because she wasn't talented enough. But also there was criticism from people outside of AEW. One of them was Eric Bischoff. He cost AEW against repeating WCW mistakes following the new show of AEW, which is Collision. And as you can see, similar logo to Saturday Collision to Monday Nitro, and you all know what happened to Monday Nitro. He stated he blamed everything on Tony Khan, said the focus should be on establishing AEW and generating more demand. He said Tony Khan seems just to add on more content, and he knows from his own experience from what Bischoff said. He said that back then WCW Thunder was at a burst of an asset, and he feel like it's the same route with AEW Collision. Now, one scenario that I think it may lead to, may sound far-fetched, is Tony Khan and the Bucks both breaking up, and there'll be no more AEW. But for Tony Khan's side, he can work for Impact, be an executive, consultant, or everything. Because Impact Wrestling needs help. Look at their ratings for the past year in 2023. They've been the lowest in ratings for just about almost every week for most part this year. And some weeks they weren't even calculating because the ratings were so low they couldn't even generate a proper rating for them. Meanwhile, we have Ring of Honor that could eventually go to the Bucks since they are part owners and have stake in their executives. Now they can help our ROH because they did not get the TV deal that Tony Khan was supposed to get when he purchased Ring of Honor back in 2022. So I think it may go down to Ring of Honor going to Young Bucks. Also, Impact is where Tony Khan can lead up. Never know, but AEW's not going down the right path after all these issues over the past several years. And one note I want to make, I'm not a fan of full-time wrestlers being executives as well. It may be one of the big issues that's going on with AEW. I think wrestlers should stay wrestlers full-time. If you're going to be executive, that's fine as wrestler. Be a part-time wrestler or a semi-retired wrestler, or a fully retired wrestler. Can't be a full-time wrestler and executive at the same time. There's no way you can fulfill both duties and perform at a high level on both ends. There's no way. And I think that's the problem the elite is running into. And that's all I have regarding the subject on why AEW will divide as a company, why AEW will soon downsize as a company. Let me know if you agree, disagree, or are you neutral on the whole thing. Soon 2 videos will pop up. One of why the Stone Cold leaves the WWE in 2002, and the live show Raw, top 10 moments of Monday Night Raw for September 4th. Until then, it is OU